Marlene, I'm going live real quickly because I wanted to discuss the WNBA because I'm a fan. And I didn't want to hold back and revise my thoughts because of edits or whatnot. So I got down here to just put on the record how I was seeing the WNBA and the CBA negotiations, and starting with the fact that I've been watching since 97. And now to get to this point and see that the WNBA has made it thus far where there's $1 million contracts on the table. Congratulations. I'm glad that they held firm. The negotiations between the CBA and the WNBA executives show how much the executives valued them, because they only waited till the final hour to bring back something valuable, because it wasn't like the CBA was asking for much in the time that we're in, given social media and everybody having a to express their perspective on the WNBA and that they're watching the WNBA. Even with the new found interest via Angel Reese and the new talent that's going into, there is a way that the WNBA could pussyfoot around the fact that there is a kid that is being consumed. The WNBA has been a subsidiary of the NBA for the entirety of its existence. And the NBA only created the WNBA, I believe, my hypothesis, is because they wanted a monopoly on basketball, professional basketball. If it was children being able to play professionally, the NBA would want that child NBA league to exist, because they want that ownership of basketball in this region of the globe. And even globally, as you see them trying to market in different parts of the world. With that being said, in this time, no longer could they hold on to the narrative of nobody's watching the WNBA and who's going to pay for it, nobody's showing up, this and that. The unrivaled league proved the profitability of women's basketball as the how the WNBA has been marketing that product for these many years has spoken to their care or lack thereof of the game. The game has been surviving by talent and those pockets of markets and times where you get franchises who care about the product itself, and they begin to galvanize their market or even just create a product with a vision. With that being said, hello everybody. I'm just gonna go off. I just want to say quickly, because I want to get this on the record. With the CBA negotiating with the WNBA, I'm glad that they held out. So now we living in a time where WNBA players are making contracts 1 year, 119 million, 100, not 100, but a million point 19, you know, in their salary. And we're seeing a new age where the negotiation power lies a lot more with the players. Being that stated, we see franchise shown that they're not equipped to do their business and operations at this level like they were claiming the players were not. For as much as they were trying to undermine the players' negotiations and the players' value to the industry at large of entertainment, what you have franchise like the Chicago Sky proving is they are negligible in their business operations. If this were any other league, they would be investigated, or at least on ESPN, there'd be a conversation of how bad they are doing operations over there. You had Angel Reese in your market, and I'm to that market. That market turned up in a way that that franchise had never turned up before. The fact that they traded away Angel Reese to Atlanta for their picks, you know they're not going to be lottery picks because you just gave away Angel Reese to Atlanta with Alicia Ray, Ryan Howard, Nas Hillman, and Canada. Why are y'all not having a discussion about how negligible Chicago Sky franchise is in the way they're carrying out their business? They gave away an obvious attraction because once Angel Reese got down to Atlanta, ticket prices went up from like $150 to like $220. Her jersey started selling out immediately. She has brought back Reebok, where people are considering purchasing Reebok, and that was not a thing before. I think the last time people set out to buy some Reeboks was AI, Allen Iverson. Now we living in a time where Angel Reese is attraction, and you give it away for some picks. If this was a discussion on First and Take, they'd be yelling for 3 segments. But because nobody has real critical analysis of the WNBA, the conversation remains superficial, and this franchise is allowed to get away with the bullshit they get away with. Because for generations, I've been watching this franchise come into the league and do they stars dirty. From Sylvia Fowles, Armenti Price, Kalia Copper, all of them. And now Angel Reese to top it off, who was your most, I mean, how could you give money away? My grandmother would talk about the Chicago Sky. She knew I watched women's basketball, and she come to me and go, "Have my girl joined on the Chicago Sky?" I watch their games now. I'm so interested. She puts her all in. And this is an older woman who known I've been watching women's professional basketball mostly all my life, as long as professional basketball has existed. And I couldn't motivate her to watch, but Angel Reese motivated her to watch. And that brought me joy because we would have conversations on the matter. Here you give it away for the free 99, especially knowing she is embarking in the league on that same contract that's prior to the CBA deal. You had her for nothing. You, if not knowing the contentions between her and that franchise, knew you wasn't gonna have a good relationship, at least hold her for a bigger transaction. The transaction y'all made seems stupid. And it just seems like a pattern of behavior that has always been. And it's a microcosm of the macrocosm of what the executive level of the WNBA is. It has no vision for the product. It thinks of itself as giving bitches an opportunity. If not for them women standing on big business in the CBA deal, the WNBA would have pump faked them players into taking a bad deal because it don't care about its product. It just wants a monopoly on basketball. And because of that, it'll allow the narratives around women's basketball that are negative to persist in an effort to undermine negotiations or to undermine an effort that they would have to put into in their own product, like having a vision, like creating development programs, like wanting athleticism and the full capacity of their players to be explored for the sake of competition. But they don't want that. And neither does it in a lower level. The Chicago Sky has shown that for generations. So, no, you don't see nothing because I'm not here to be seen. I'm just here to put this on the record. Because I know if I try to go and record what I'm saying, I'm going to edit out my thoughts and then be languishing on should I put it up or not. So I'm not going to do that. I just want to hurry up because I'm almost finished with my thoughts anyway. I just want to hurry up and put this on the record. I knew Chicago Sky wasn't shit because they took too long to come into the league anyway. When the WNBA first started, the franchises that started out, New York was a part of it, LA was a part of it, and Houston, but not Chicago. Chicago is a major city market. Cleveland was even a part of the first cities to come in the WNBA. And it took a while for Chicago Sky to come in. And when they came in, they didn't go into an arena that was built for professionals, even though ABL put the Condors in that same arena, which was the UIC Pavilion. But the UIC Pavilion just showed that the ABL ain't had no money. If the WNBA had good faith investment, just like you had discussions about the Chicago Bears and them moving, and if they can't afford to stay in Chicago, maybe they need a new owner. Maybe these needs to be the discussion around ownership in the WNBA. If you can't afford to be in the arena, maybe you need not be the owner. Maybe there need to be a wealth floor that you have to participate in ownership in the WNBA. And my final point in this, because Chicago Sky did rub my nerves raw. Where the hell has Dwayne Wade and Michelle Williams been in all of this fluff concerning Angel Reese and her contention with the franchise? Y'all profess to have some level of ownership. Whatever equity y'all have, they be sure enough touting it around like it means something. Why haven't y'all spoken up for your talent? Or are y'all going along with the franchise's way of seeing it, which is having no vision and being janky with their operations? But to the ethos, the future, I said so.